Very good. First, let's do a sound check. Paul, okay, very good. Do you need to play this even? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Go ahead. Check the sound.
Do you want to check that too?
So it's working. It just got closed out. Okay, yeah, now this might be a challenge for Miss Vicky. Let's see. Can you see there? Kinda, sorta? All right. Good afternoon. With me, take a deep breath, hold it, seriously. Let it out. Right now, my goal, while it seems a bit high, is to deliver individual value, something sticky that you can take home and activate tomorrow. Every single person here in the room. That's my goal. Sometimes I fall short on the goal, but my whole purpose is to serve you. And I'm also going to do some modeling of some behaviors and actually weave in a second layer that we'll talk about at the end to see if you got it or not. So at the same time that I speak professionally all the time, I'm always in progress. I'm still a masterpiece in progress. And it really is about the journey and not the destination. Okay? And the first thing that a lot of people do wrong in sales is they think about themselves first. Many years ago, Marty, I think, was the one that introduced me to Lefty Lefton, a hippie, maybe 5'3" tall, maybe 140 pounds, and at the time, Lefty Lefton alone in his office in Arizona without a sign in a condominium complex was selling more life apps and more premium than my AFO, which was ranked in the top 3 in the nation. Well, wait a minute. How could he do that? He had no sign. Well, he had looked at the actual linguistic aspect of the word sales, and the root word of sales is salon. And the experienced people that have been here in the room or have heard me talk before have heard me speak about it, but yet because, RB, of the challenge that we have to constantly be repeating. The challenge that we have with our team is, well, Marvin, we already told her that. You don't get it. When you signed up and you became an agent, this one and done does not exist. Well, but I explained it to her really clear. I mean, Marvin records audio, his appointments. He records his training. Surely they get it. They are not going to get it. If they were that good, it would be their sign on the building. Can I get an amen? Okay? Okay? So that's the first thing. But that root word of sales is salon. The new people, man, these nice little cool guys, all bucked up, looking good. Man, their future's so bright, they gotta wear shades. But if they can get this concept right here, what you're doing now, you're gonna blow the doors off of what you're already doing. Well, Marvin, man, I'm already pretty special. I'm rocking. I know I'm good. But I'm talking about you being great. I mean, man, what, I'm better than everybody else. No, but that's not who you're competing against. Okay? You're competing against your best. Okay? When we go play golf, I can go play golf with 3 other people, but I'm really competing against myself. I'm not really, unless I'm playing match play, I'm not really competing against the other guy. So Marvin, you've held us long enough. Tell us, what's the root word salon mean? It means to give him. It means to give. So today you're going to be receiving. It's the same as if Vicki and I were hungry and we're going to go to, in my part of the world, we have Piccadilly's. And we're both hungry. Does everybody know what a Piccadilly restaurant is? Okay, well, Vicki and I, we're going to go eat. And both Vicki and I, we're going to eat. But we're not going to eat the same thing. What Piccadilly is going to do is lay out a bunch of choices. And truly, Piccadilly doesn't care what Vicki or Marvin wants to eat. What they care about is that we do and that we pay. Is that not what we're trying to do in our business? We're not trying to be salespeople first. I will also tell you, it's absolutely okay with me. Rich, not every single thing I say today is something you will agree on or will do. But that is the nature of a study group. Okay? So, in that situation, we went, we made our own choices, and we paid. When that customer calls in, when that customer comes in, I was pre-FIC, okay? I don't even know what the hell we called it then. Master folders, man. I didn't have microfiche. Lynn had microfiche. I didn't have microfiche. But what we need to do is work with our team more on, hey, for you to be a really good service person, service is selling. Service is giving, which is selling. Well, I'm not a salesperson. All I do is service. No, you don't understand. That job went away at State Farm. And what we need you to do is, can you just help our customers? Oh yeah, I can help them. My team are great at filling out forms. My forms are nothing more than the conversations that I want them to have, but they're not memorizing the conversation. But Marvin, you need that form filled out, that auto supplement form, that homeowner supplement form. Well, the auto supplement form has, I think, 7 pivots on it. I can't sell, but I can fill out the form and work through it. Some of them felt a little bad about that. So what we did was, hey, Lana, why don't you go ahead? You're the customer. I got my form. You got your form. Let's go ahead and read it together. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all hoity-toity. Matter of fact, I think I would compete with most all of y'all with having the most low-income percentage of customers in the room. Okay, my office is in the middle of Section 8 housing. Wow. Okay, but because I have those physical restrictions around does not mean I have to have those mental restrictions. How about you? Are your physical restrictions in your office environment, in your city? You keep hanging on to a snaggletooth employee that's a royal pain in the ass, and you keep taking that shit, and yet you don't even see your name on the sign. Now, did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? Now, right now, I'm fixing to say something that is going to change 1 or 2 of your lives, because there's a person in here that heard me say this many years ago, and it positively changed his life. So close your eyes. Small exercise. You got your eyes closed. Marvin just mentioned this snaggletooth team member. royal pain in the ass. Man, she's partying at 8, 9 o'clock on Facebook on Sunday nights, but man, she's got that Monday disease. And she's just always behind. Her desk is always disheveled. There's always an excuse on why that weekly activity planner, she's never up on that. Sometimes she gets so far behind, and then she's being disorganized that then she thinks she justifies that she's a great employee because she stayed there after the office, almost like as if she should be given a badge of honor because she stayed past 5 o'clock. Well, she stayed past 5 o'clock because she didn't have her shit together during the day, because I caught her on Facebook, and whenever I walked in real quick, and if I didn't step too hard and I caught her, she's throwing that cell phone down there, and she's causing all kind of problems. He's causing all kind of problems. And right now, so help me God, you don't have to say their name, but you have that person in your mind right now. You have that person in your mind right now. And there is somebody that just heard that is going to go back and say, ow, man, that coon ass, he hit me a little hard there. Ow, ow. But I probably, oh shit, I know I didn't know the reason I was going to go there. And man, that one session, and oh my God, the number of headaches I've had. Matter of fact, I know good and well there's 1 or 2, 3 people they already left because I kept the snaggletooth. And you forgot your name was on the sign. Now, the title of this talk is Big Questions and Bigger Answers. Big questions and bigger answers. And I've been doing an informal ask to different people at lunch and supper and so forth. It's lunch and supper, Katie. Okay? It's breakfast, dinner, and supper. Okay? Jesus didn't go to the last dinner at night. It was the last supper. So y'all get that straight, okay? It was the last supper. Well, bigger questions is, well,
but he went to the right restaurant.
He went to the right. Well, I'm glad we're being taped. I'll leave some of that in the silence it deserves. What we do in a study group is we want to search our souls for what are the questions that we really need to get answered, okay? Now, some of what I have up here, David's going to be covering at a later time. What I wanted you to feel just now about the Piccadilly is to feel the vision of being givers. Everybody's so worried about what they get. You're going to get what you need. If you're not earning what you want, then I hardly ever hear somebody say, ever, well, Marvin, the reason I'm not earning what I want is because I've made a commitment to offer really low value. And so for the last 6 months, I've kind of been lazy, and I've offered really low value. So I'm okay with the fact that my check is down $7,000 from one pay period to the next. Have I ever heard that? Said no one ever. All right, said no one ever. So let's go ahead and
The arrow.
what's that?
The arrows. Down below.
Yeah, I wanted to set it up the other way. Why don't you stand there?
No.
Okay. Okay. So that's a bio.
What are you
What are you
doing?
touching?
I was just going fast.
Where are you?
You want me to?
No, to where? Okay.
Stay.
Okay. All right. So that's my bio. That's a little bit about our world. I'm not going to really spend time talking about the top half. You can read that. But when you become why would I become a customer of Marvin Leblanc? Because people don't become my customers because of State Farm. I don't spend a lot of time building the State Farm brand. Marvin Leblanc spends time spending the Marvin Leblanc brand. So all the Chairman Circle, MDRT, television personality. So for 1 year, I was a television personality in New Orleans. Well, what did that have to do with State Farm? The topic was marvelous leadership lessons, and it came on after the New Orleans Saints played, and there was a popular sports show, and I gave 3 minutes for a year, and so my face was all on there, and there was never a brand except the fact that they saw Marvin Leblanc. Most of the times I was wearing the Marvin Leblanc shirt. Every restaurant I go into, and there's many, I always have a big old clunk, big old rubber band of pins. All of my waitresses and waiters are always wanting pins because people's always selling them. So that had been going on. So in the local New Orleans space, there was that. Then I did write and have continued to write, and right now it's over 400 articles that have been either at my blog, LinkedIn, Facebook. I've been published in an international magazine called National Speakers Association a couple of times. I was a columnist for life insurance selling for, I think, 1.5 years, 2 years. So all of that was still building what? What brand? Marvin. How about you? By the time I'm finished, I'll ask you a question, and the question is, when I ask you this later on, I'm going to ask, what is my brand? And then you're going to know what that looks like, and then you're going to know how to build your own brand. Well, Marvin, I've been an agent for years. No, you don't get it. You probably still do not have a brand. Just because you've been around a long time does not mean you have a brand. And then, so my statistics on Twitter, there's about 42,400 2 or 3 days ago. I'm over 5,000 Facebook followers. That's kind of a problem. I'll tell you about that if you care. One day somebody called me and said, "You're a lion." I said, "No, I'm a tiger." "No, you're a lion." I said, "What the hell is a lion?" He said, "You're a LinkedIn online networker. And I'm an all-star. You can't ask me about all-star status. I don't know what that means, but they told me I was." And so there's 10,189 LinkedIn connections, whatever they call it, tweet, fritter, quitter. So the point is, we're going to go to the next slide. Okay. Yes, I'm a published author. Yes, the younger people, newer people might not know. He wrote a book. It's called Come Hell or High Water, Life Lessons from Hurricane Katrina. It became a #1 Amazon Kindle bestseller. I'm happy it became a bestseller. I would have preferred not to have the story because obviously I lost a house, I lost an office, I lost 9 employees, and I lost 68% of my income in the first 90 days. I wouldn't wish that on you, ever. Yes, back in my Dale Carnegie days, I was a corporate training specialist, was 150% sales quota, and now I teach a sales course, a leadership course, and a speaker course. Then, I now have a business partner. His name is Bo Leblanc. I don't know what AKC registered means. It must be a big word, AKC. But this is an AKC registered French Bulldog.
Tell them how you spell Bo.
And Bo is spelled B-E-A-U-X because, yeah, I'm a little bit Cajun. Yeah. So Bo is for beautiful. And the reason why Bo became my business partner is Sierra, who's one of my virtual assistants that lives in Sydney, Australia, called me and said, "Marvin, I just wanted to tell you some good news." I said, "Really, Sierra? Good. What's that?" She says, "Well, you just finished doing a Facebook Live broadcast with Bo, and your analytics are much better when he's on there." Oh, this little shit can't even talk, and he's outperforming me on the day. So,
He's making you smile too.
so I got a little mad, and then, Lana, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I got even. I looked down at this little bastard one day after that, and I said, "You're fixing to become an employee. You're gonna work for your freaking food. Seriously." So Bo works for food, and there he is. He looks like he's a real big badass, but by the way, serious. See how I'm interjecting fun with intentional strategies. Next point. Bo on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 2:30 has office hours. Who did he say?
What does he do?
So he has office hours, and so when IFRs, we schedule them. If you got kids, we want you to come in with your kids between 10:30 and 2:30 on Tuesdays, so that they can come and play with Bo, and we talk to their parents. And so they come in, the kids get licked, the kids start throwing the toy up and down the hallway. Okay, it's a little bit chaotic, but it's fun as hell. Okay, and the other thing is, I know none of you have any pissed off people that come in bitching about SFPP. That's only in New Orleans. But so the other day he was in, and actually he made his lunch by 11 o'clock, because we had a little jerkified guy come in and wanting to be all pissy because his insurance was all screwed up. I mean, it went up $4. But Bo ran out into the lobby where he was.
Selflessly.
And it did change him.
He took one for the team.
He took one for the team, and he got extra treats that afternoon. I'm also a guy, I was extremely negative about having animals at the office for over 30 years. It was unheard of. That's so unprofessional, having a freaking animal at the office. But, oh, no way.
10 minutes.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, so the reason we're here, I don't know how I got slid in. All right. Agency Revolution is a blog that I follow. Some of you might follow Agency Revolution. Okay. Well, Marvin, what about the direction? What direction are we going into? Well, Agency Revolution says, make relationship building the core strategy of your office. Make it central to your strategy and your culture. We've heard that a lot this week. This one causes a lot of problems. And the reason is there's a lot of you who have a lot of team members, and you're one of them, you're a part of your team, that gets caught in that price trap. I can't remember ever when my price was competitive. I haven't written a homeowner's policy since 1993. Are you hearing me? 1993. I wouldn't even know what the form looks like. In other words, you should assume in your career you're always going to be in a price trap. Get the frick over it, okay? It is not the problem of the company to serve you in the price trap. What has happened is you're buying the bullshit more than you're selling the value. I hear constantly people talk about, what's your value proposition? Value proposition. Nobody understands what the value proposition is. The value proposition in my agency is my energy. My energy is what they're paying for. Well, Marvin, it went up $400. Only two things going to happen, Katie. It went up $400. I'm going to talk to the person. I might have a couple of curse words in there if I know you real well. A lot of times I'll just say, damn, Katie, you know good and freaking well I'm worth the $400. Sometimes they say no. Other times they say, man, oh, okay, I'm going to try you one more time. I said, no, you're not. I said, when you're in shit up to your neck and you're in the whirl of hurt, you're not going to talk to anybody at Geico that you know. None of my coon asses want a 1-800 number. They don't want to wait. The 1-800 number can't speak yat, which is a little local language. It's a yat. You know, the North Carolina people. Katie, it's amazing. You don't have any accent, Katie. Whenever I was hearing you talk yesterday, man, all I could see was R.B. Brown's mouth. I could just see that mouth. I was wondering for a second, damn, did that girl have a mama? Because I saw a hell of a lot of daddy there. You put the hell print on her, I tell you. Ah, okay, make the relationship work. We know that. Act with urgency. Okay, since I've been gone, I received an activity text message from each of my team members while I was gone. Show me the baby. I don't want to hear about the baby pains. Well, Marvin, what do you track? Well, they sent it to me. There's one thing I want to give you, and you can make it whatever you want. 4422 will set you free. 4422. 4422. 4 new auto households quoted every business day you're there. 4 new life households every day you're there. 2 loan submittals every day you're there. Well, Marvin, what if? You're not listening. It's kind of like the David Ballou thing. This is the damn program. Figure it out. We call it FITFO in our office. Figure it the frick out. Figure it out, okay? So 4 is auto, 4 is life. 2 is, did I submit 2 auto loans today? And the other 2, the hardest 2 out of all of them, is, did I receive 2 referrals? Well, Marvin, I tried. I asked 8 people. You're not getting it. It doesn't matter how many people you ask. You need to have 2 referrals. I don't understand why you can't follow the program. You see, it's based on, the activities are based on a result. How did I come up with that math? 30 years. How did I come up with the math? Now, let's say Katie works for me. Katie, girl, what you want to do? You want to write 3 business loans? Girl, you're in New Orleans. You need to submit 21 auto loans. Well, why, Marvin? Well, because I've tracked it. And we, especially post-Katrina, we got to submit 7 to write 1. Now, the worst thing that can happen with Katie is if she gets lucky the first week and she lands a couple of good ones early, and then, oh, Katie, if she's a kind of a drag ass, she'll think, well, I know Marvin means well, but I don't have to do the 21. See, when you're running ahead of your close ratio, the way I got it in my head is that's God giving you one early. But don't tempt fate. Do the 21. Now, I'll be the first to report. As soon as we can do 6 for 1, I'd be glad. But right now, it's 7 for 1. Hopefully it doesn't take that much for you guys. And then we're going to talk about technology. But first, in speaking, you have to have another pause. This is graduate Leblanc. And if you want to talk about marketing, notice the Petco positive training. Bo is at puppy level 1. That means, oh, puppy level 1. I wonder, there must be a puppy level 2. Yeah. And we're gonna throw a little graduation hat in there, and we might take 20 pictures. We're gonna get one where he's just totally sexy right there, because we know his parents are gonna do what? Post that shit all over Facebook, and that's exactly what I did. Okay? Is that not marketing? I mean, it's simple. It's simple. Now, this is also part of branding. And this is choices that I make, and there's choices you need to make. I made a choice. I'm an animal lover. Not everybody is animal lovers. Now, I still may get a prospect to come into my world, even though I love animals and they don't. But I also am taking the risk of forming a niche. And the niche of animal lovers is absolutely huge. The other niche with animal lovers is emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. So, Bo is doing his job. There's names up here you have never seen before. Your competition is not just Liberty Mutual, Progressive, Allstate, Geico. It's all the people who don't sell anything that's providing the services. Okay? But the biggest competition, let's go back, let me do a little workaround. What's the biggest competition? Like whenever I play golf, what's my biggest competition on that day? Is me. See, so the biggest competition on here is Marvin LeBlanc, where I don't even remotely worry about that. I keep doing the necessary things that I'm supposed to do every day. And right here is a list of professions in Americans, 1,000 people. Americans think that these people, these 37 professions, contribute the most and the least to society.
This is the most?
Somebody already said, where are we on there, Marvin? We're not on there. You might be special to your mom, your dad, your kids, your wife. You might be special to your dog, okay? You are not special to America. You are not even on the list. You're not even on the list, okay? You're irrelevant until you take the personal responsibility to become relevant. But I just want you to know that whenever you're getting all that smoke blown up yourself, up your skirt, that you're not even on the list, okay? That's what America thinks of you. Now, this is a personal slide. This right here is a dog. But he's not just any dog. This right here, according to one of your illustrious fellow study group members, my dog, this ain't my dog, this guy says, my dog is a fetch dog because Bo, this guy was wrong. He said, Bo is not a fetch dog. So I wanted you to see what a fetch dog is. The other thing is, Dale Carnegie talked in his book, First Rule of Human Relation Skills, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. David Ballou, he did all those things on my dog. Are y'all feeling me? So when he insulted Bo and said, yep, he's cute. Oh, he's cute, but he ain't a fetch dog. Well, we sent we sent David video of us throwing a bow, and he's fetching, baby. He's fetching and bringing back to daddy, okay? Well, you would think that the criticism would stop right there, Miss Vicky. But criticism is like an indirect compliment. And so what did David do? He did something stupid. David said, well, yeah, okay, I made a mistake. He's a fetch dog. But he can't swim.
David, he can't fetch and he can't swim.
Hurt me again. I mean, that one went right below the belt buckle, Tony. Ow! And I said back to David, oh, David, you don't realize he's a French bulldog. He walks on water, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You don't need to swim if you're a French bulldog. So that's my ode to my buddy old David. Now, I was going to do a test and show y'all $50. And the $50 was, do y'all know the 5 sexiest men alive?
Evidently.
And the cosmic world opened up, and the 5 sexiest men showed up in Vegas on a night that we didn't have to get shot, which was good. So that right there, if somebody asked you, what's the 5 sexiest men alive? All of these sons of bitches in the room right now. I mean, the sex appeal is that, what's that guy? We do seki wood of most what? No, that's the 5 sexiest men. This was my training agent class. We did a lot of things back then that were very successful.
Where you at?
Where are you going to study?
Where am I? I'm everywhere. You don't feel that spirit? Big old glasses.
Are you serious?
That's Marvin. Oh yeah.
You're like a fine wine, man. You look better with age.
Oh,
What year is
well, that means I was kind of sucking my tit back there. The point of this slide.
Not the sexiest man alive.
Marvin, you lost the audience with that slide.
Yeah. the point of this slide, a serious note, now notice, again, I'm weaving, notice there was humor there, okay? There's vulnerability, all right? And also, it's ending with a serious point, and the serious point is, what you did to get here is not what you have to do to get there. I used to say, well, man, all I have to do is the regular old saying fundamentals. Well, not so much. It's changed a bit. So just because you had a system doesn't necessarily mean it is the way it was. This is the old way. Most of you missed the old way because you haven't even done any of this. Okay, so this is passed you by. You have to blog, you got to tweet, you got a Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, networking, trade shows, media publication, postcards, cold calls, free speaking webinars, YouTube articles, write a book, host podcasts. I've done all of those things. Guess what? That's old school. What is that? That's 2 drones, both currently in use by State Farm. State Farm, only insurance company. There was 10 total commercial releases allowed. Only 1 insurance company was granted the release FFA or FAA to fly these drones. This particular drone is made of foam because they were realizing drones when they were crashing were making some heavy damages, and so this particular drone, the actual wings pop off, and all of the real data that's here is still fine. So this is the new way. It's replacing all those adjusters that were falling off the roofs and taking shitty pictures because of different angles. And this is a revenue producing strategy for State Farm because all of the non-State Farm insurance companies that need the information in their area are buying that from State Farm. None of which, as you know, is commissionable. Wait, somebody snuck in another picture. What do we see in that picture?
Love.
You see love, okay? There's some subliminal messages happening. People are saying, man, do I like that guy? Can I trust this guy? And the other thing is, there's those bees. So that's branding going on. This is actually a picture from a podcast that I did. That podcast had nothing to do with insurance. And that's the real point I'm trying to make. The people who are going to buy from you don't need to talk about insurance in the beginning. I've gone into houses, the husband and wife, they're all bowed up and ready to talk at the kitchen table. And I sit down and said, hey, you said you were going to have something to eat. So we're going to eat first, right? Oh, no, let's go ahead and get to the insurance. No, that's not how I do it. We're going to talk. We might drink some coffee, but we ain't doing insurance first. Now, why would I be that way? Because every other person wants to come in, commission breath, get a check, okay? So don't do that. Just figure out what the hell everybody else is doing, and don't do that. You're an original. Don't be a copy. Don't be a copy.
But you know, Marvin, before you flip that.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, as the mother of Bo's cousin Louie, I think people have to notice how big those ears are, which indicates that you listen. You right?
His ears are mine. Yeah.
His are in the foreground.
He and I have a lot alike. He's so ugly, he's gorgeous. We both have big ass ears. My nose is longer than his, and we both enjoy a 3-inch vertical jump.
I don't know. I think my ears are big.
I couldn't dunk a basketball if I did have a ladder.
You forgot about the walking on the water part.
Okay, the smart way is to use proven tactics that you can find effortless, enjoyable. Enjoyable is a big thing. If you make it so much of a task that you don't love it, it's not going to work. Right here, I'm telling you, do not try every channel. You don't have the money for it. You don't have the patience for it. So you try 1 or 2 channels, and that's all you need. I saw you, Mark. This right here is me advertising. This is a specialist of mine, and I wrote like a little paragraph that went with it. basically allowing my audience that follows me to understand how important education is in my office. I didn't mention State Farm, but I have her there, and she's damn good. Okay, so that was just a human one shot. This will blow some of you away. You can use this. Back to this thing I said earlier about salon to give. This lady who wrote this book is a customer of mine. For a while, she was high maintenance. Her husband's in a home. She was high maintenance, John. I found out that she wrote this book. I had an idea. I'm going to sell some books for her without her knowing. So we went in, we took a book, pictures of her book. It's a bunch of Halloween recipes. And I put on here the spirit of this upcoming Halloween. One of my favorite clients, which, by the way, do not use the word clients. That got me a compliance notification. The word's customers. See, Tony's been in compliance jail with me. Tony, would you agree the food's not good there? Yeah, the food's not good there. So lo and behold, I think we've sold about 5 books. Marvin, why are you doing that? Why would you go sell books and put forth the trouble? You're not making a darn thing out of it. Well, really, Matt, for selfish reasons. Now, she's really happy when she calls. So she beats on my people less. There's a financial number. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. But if you're not beating on my people, it's a better number than if you are. Because I still got to pay them, and I got to help them recover from a negative attitude. So now she thinks we're just love and pudding. Okay, and all I did was I put forth giving first and see what the heck's happened. I was praying for a little while there. I wanted a couple of people asked to buy because otherwise it wouldn't have worked. What can you do in your area to do the same thing? This right here, some of you are not going to like. Others of you will say, oh my God, if he can do it, I can do it. This is Natasha. This was actually sent to me while, Wally, I was writing out my PowerPoint for here. Natasha, she clicks on and replies to an automated greeting. I say to her in an automated greeting, hi Natasha, thanks for getting in touch with us on Messenger. Please send us any questions you might have. Natasha says, I'd love to get a copy of the Halloween cookbook as well as an auto quote. Dang, all I wanted to do was sell a book, and now you want an auto quote? Okay. Okay, so then again, thanks for messaging us. We'll try to get back with you responsive as soon as possible. Okay, great, thank you. Natasha, I reply, what's a good phone number and email address for my team and I to reach out to you tomorrow? Marvin Leblanc and my phone number. Natasha was not a Facebook friend. Natasha was not connected to me at all. Natasha came off of me spending $16 on a Facebook ad for my mummy recipe lady. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting how I'm writing the business without going straight to features, advantages, and benefits? Nobody cares about the conviction step, which is features and advantages and product knowledge. What they care about is what those products will do for me and my family, okay? So, I ended up selling a book and an auto quote. And then, what's a little weird is she doesn't know me at all, and she sent me her phone number and email. So what does that say about like, trust, know, like, and trust? She still never met me. I still have not talked to her on the phone, but she had enough presence of what she saw, knowing that I was legit, and that all came in literally right whenever I was finishing up for this talk. These are 2 team members. They're always looking for money from me. So we have lots of spontaneous bonus. I pay them thousands of dollars of cash and makeup and food and a week for the babysitter. If you do 9 apps by 5 o'clock, I'll cover a week of babysitter, real stuff, okay? Because what my people aren't, none of you have this. I know all of your people are really good at managing their finances. My people, it doesn't matter how much money I give them. My goodness, they can barely make it to Monday, and they don't have a penny left. So money is an important thing, and that's two of them that know how to take it. And then this is my girl Stephanie. She's telling me that I'm the #1 person in her life. And then to wrap up, there's 3 ways to grow, 3 ways social grows your business. One you've known about, build trust and relationships. Another one is you have to identify money in motion. And for our language, what money in motion is, I created a tool. It's called 11 Life Events. But you know them all: married, divorced, childbirth, engaged, moving a renter, disabled, life events. And what probably none of you do that I do, and I said I do, is I spend 25 minutes religiously every morning and 25 minutes every afternoon with all of my Facebook feed that comes in, the 5,000 people that I'm following, and I'm constantly deleting people if they're not responding because Facebook won't allow me to go over 5,000. What I'm doing there, Tony, is I love babies, but it's not a baby watching thing. What I'm looking for, when you post that baby, that's a life event. Okay, so I average 1 to 2 real high inbound marketing leads every day I'm on Facebook. I've cut back my internet leads. I may reach out to Suzanne and send her a direct mail, a direct message, but most of the times I do something really weird. I just call Suzanne and say, "Hey, baby, I can't believe that baby's already 7 months old. It was just like yesterday you were in here." Okay, you understand what I'm doing there? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm proactively reacting to their world. Okay, I'm meeting her wherever she's at. And she says, oh, the baby's sick right now. I can't talk to you for another 6 weeks. Great. We'll come in. I tell you what, you come in, we'll have some gumbo together, and we'll talk about the baby in 6 weeks. Okay? Are y'all getting how powerful that is instead of beating your head against all of this other stuff? And so now we got to wrap up. There's Marvin. This was probably several years ago with the thing. And then I guess we should end with this. Marvin Leblanc had his second hole-in-one about 3 Sundays ago. So that was the guys that with me. Well, the only real reason nobody really cares really that I had a hole-in-one, but when you put it on Facebook, they learn a little more about me. So the last question I have for you is, in this short amount of time, what do you think my brand is? My name, my energy, the things I'm interested in.
Peace, love, and gumbo.
Peace, love, and gumbo. I say that everywhere. The beads is a positive thing because everybody that hears or see the beads, they say, New Orleans, let me tell you my story. Or, I've never been there. The beads connects me to where they know I'm the Come Hell or High Katrina guy. Here, that's that guy from New Orleans that wrote that book. You see how it's all connected? And so think about those things and what you can do to make your own brand. I'm Marvin LeBlanc. I thank you for your attention.